Hi, Joel Rollins here for Rave Radio on day one of ISE 2016. Last night, Annabelle and I were scouting the show, and this exhibit totally caught my eye coming from the staging market. I'm here with Steve Scorse of SiliconCore, and we are standing in front of a 0.95 millimeter dot pitch LED. This is stunning.
Yeah, it's a fabulous display.
How long have you had this?
Well, this is the first showing. This is the launch of this product. Last year we launched the 1.2. Now we've come down one stage for the 0.95.
I was amazed. I walked by, I saw the screen as you were setting it up, and I estimated 1,800 nits, and it turns out I was relatively close at 2,000, right?
You're pretty good at that, yes. That's 2,000 nits.
So tell me, if this is the first show, what your intent for the product is and how you see that market developing?
Well, there are several different markets for this super high pitch. One obviously is the control rooms and very close viewing applications. Another really is in the sort of high-end residential and areas where things, super yachts, expensive apartments, viewing galleries. Also other areas, visualization, that's another good area for this. Anywhere where you need that close viewing distance, you need a big screen that's seamless, and you want an image size, say of 100 inches plus, then this is the right solution.
I've owned, as my viewers, readers will know, I've owned an awful lot of LED tiles and a lot of very fine pitch ones. I think I have some great products. This is without a doubt the tightest LED display I've ever seen. So give me an idea of setup time, how this kind of thing travels.
Well, this is not designed for rental and staging. This is designed for a permanent install. The key thing here is you need to take some time to align it to make sure it's seamless, and the gaps between the panels need to be adjusted slightly. So you'd be looking at a one-day installation time for this. This is not something you roll up to the show and sort of, put it together in an hour and then take it down at the end of the show.
They actually said that about a lot of LED tiles at first, and our friends at Chief came along and designed specialty frames for them, and suddenly we were moving them. So I wouldn't be surprised. But this really is a great display. How long, first of all, talk a little bit about the tiles themselves, how big they are, and how long it would take to set something like this up.
Well, say this would be about a one-day setup. For two people would spend about a day, say 8 hours, building this. This is a rather small size. This is a 1K wall. Typically you would have something slightly larger than this. So I'm talking about maybe a wall that would be double this size, would take about one day to set up properly, fully align and commission. The key thing, the interesting thing with this is this superfine pitch has driven a new emphasis on the sort of the processor speed. Almost every other company has off-the-shelf processors for the LED drivers. We are a chip company, so we develop and design our own. This is a little sample here. This is a board. If you look at the back of this board, this is the 0.5 mil. You see on the back of this we have 16 drivers. That takes up an awful lot of the back of this board. We can only do that because we can address 640 LED diodes for every driver. The rest of the industry can only address 128. That means that they're going to have 64 of these drivers if they needed to do that. So in this space, there's not room for that there. So driver performance is the new benchmark in LED for superfine pitch, not just pixel pitch, but being able to generate full brightness, full color, full refresh rates at that requires a very high-end processor.
So where I tend to go out and buy panels from one company and processors from another in order to get optimum performance, I wouldn't need to do that.
Well, when I say processor, I mean this driver chip, the chip that processes all the data on the board. You still need to get you still may need some sort of front-end system, be it a 7th Sense or a TV1 CorioMaster or a Vista Spider or whatever is your wish. You'll still...
Good, so my spiders won't go away.
No.
Good.
But it's how that data, when it gets into the LED wall, how it gets processed. It gets converted into LED driver data in this chip. That's the important thing here.
Well, tell me a little about SiliconCore and where you intend to move this.
We don't see 0.95 as the limit. We see LED going down to below 0.5 mil. Maybe not this year, but it will be within the next 2 to 3 years. We will have super fine pitch down at the same pixel pitch as 4K consumer LED today, LCD today. That means 0.3, 0.4 mil. There's no reason why we can't do that. It's just a matter of developing the technology. And SMDs, we probably aren't going to do it with SMD, because just moving that number of SMD diodes, soldering them onto a board, that's just not going to work. 0.95 is probably the limit for SMD. Not the technical limit, but the practical limit. So we need to move to different technology for LED displays sub 0.95. But we're working on that.
Well, obviously you understand the LED market way better than I do. How do you feel that you're going to be positioned in terms of cost and as another question for me would be durability?
Well, we have a 3-year warranty on everything, and we offer a 5-year warranty. We can do a 5-year warranty for 24/7 operation. We're so confident of this. So we have a lot of installations, and we stand behind them all there. So the reliability of LED is extremely good. Typically, the typical failure of an LED wall today is a solder joint. One of these pixels, will lose dry joint or heat expansion. So you have one pixel goes out. Very easy to repair, to fix. The next stage is to remove all those solder joints completely and have some sort of direct bonding solution. But that's for another day.
So if we were here next year with SiliconCore, any guesses as to what we're going to see?
I guess what we'll see then is probably 0.6 mil or something along that lines. I think we'll see a new display technology not using SMDs, so which means 0 pixel failures. I think we'll see new processing speeds again. We'll probably see a new display technology behind the processors. We have a lot of different development routes going out there. So we'll see some of these introduced at the Infocom show, and we'll see a lot more introduced in ISE next year. So we have our roadmap for the next 2 years already mapped out there, and we know what we're going to be bringing out, or certainly what the targets are to bring out by then.
Well, like I said, this totally grabbed my eye as we walked in the door. It's worth, for all of those of you who are seeing our website today, come by and take a quick look at this, because it is very, very impressive. Last question for you, Steve. What's the stand number here?
This is, we're in Hall 10, and this is K110.
Stop by and see it at K110, folks. Seriously. Anyway, this is Joel Rollins out for Rave Radio. We'll talk to you later today.